You aren't seeing things. We got a Makita run by a Dewalt, Dewalt run by a Makita run by a Black & Decker, a Makita run by a Porter cable, a Ryobi run by a Dewalt, and on, all with a simple little adapter. So you can pretty much, if you have one battery platform, you can pretty much run any brand of tool for next to nothing. Keep watching, I'm going to show you. So we all know we see cool new power tools, but we end up not buying them because we're already invested in, maybe yellow is our favorite color and we really don't want to leave them. We think they're the best, but you just see one more tool and you're like, that would really make my time and my job way easier, but I have to buy the tools cheap, but then I got to buy batteries for it, and I got to buy multiple batteries and a charger. So I'm just going to wait for Dewalt to come out with a good one. Or I'm going to wait for Makita or Milwaukee. I'm going to wait for one of the brand I use. I'm going to wait for them to come out with it before I do anything, because I'm already invested in the battery platform and the chargers and everything else. Well, that's the same boat I was in. This is a DIY brand, not a high-end brand, Porter cable, and this grinder has been one of my favorite tools in the lineup, but it's not brushless, it eats batteries, so consequently I actually have quite a few large batteries for it, but decided it's done its job for 5 years. I'm ready to invest in a nice new brushless one, something high-end, so I decided to go with Makita, top-of-the-line Makita here. But I didn't want to reinvest in batteries, so I looked into it, and this is what I found. Adapters. Battery adapters. So, with this little adapter that adds maybe 3/4 inch, half inch, maybe up to an inch, I can now take a Porter cable battery, and everything functions. Everything works. Battery meter, everything works exactly as it should. The battery gets too low, the tool shuts itself off. Smart tools. Amazing. The same battery that only runs this for so long, this one darn near runs it double, just because it's a way more efficient machine, has way more power. Everything else, same came along just about a couple weeks ago. I just saw this Ryobi bandsaw. I was looking at bandsaws, really didn't want to invest the $300+ for a Dewalt or even a Milwaukee. So what did I do? Already had some Dewalt batteries, decided just to buy a little adapter, and now I can use a Ryobi tool without ever having to buy. This is the only Ryobi I probably will ever buy, but now I can use this tool. It works exactly like it should with all my Dewalt stuff. When I need to charge the Dewalt batteries, I just charge on my same Dewalt. I don't need a Ryobi battery charger, anything else. Decided to get a little more creative, so I had the Makita platform. I got Makita and decided to buy, just for fun, just to show you guys, I bought a Dewalt to Makita adapter, a Porter cable to Makita adapter, same as that. Then I decided to buy a Makita to Dewalt adapter because I had more Makitas than I did Dewalts. So I have more of these batteries than I do Dewalt batteries, so now I can run a Makita in a Dewalt. And everything functions exactly the same, has the same amount of power. We'll actually do a test. I'll do a test with the angle grinder with a couple different batteries, and I'll show you guys. I notice no difference whatsoever. Okay, we're going to do a little shootout. This is a top-of-line Makita right here, brushless, and it eats batteries. If these things aren't going to work, this is going to show it. This is going to show a big difference in performance if you're going to have huge drawbacks in performance. So we're going to put the Makita in, Porter cable, Dewalt. This is a 5 amp hour, 4 amp hour, 5 amp hour. That really shouldn't make much difference, but the batteries are going to get tested. So we're just going to cut this off. This is about 1/16 wall, 1 inch by 1 inch square tubing. I'll look at the times, but I didn't feel any difference between any of them. They all felt like they cut pretty good. And this is a diamond cutting blade. It takes a little bit more force than just a abrasive wheel. It actually just pushed in there. I mean, I had a decent amount of force in there, but awesome. No difference that I could see. Now, it doesn't matter. 18 volt, 20 volt, they're exactly the same. There is no difference between 18 to 20 volt. They're all 18650 cells, 5 cells. This is a double stack, so there's 5 cells and 5 cells. There's 10 cells in this style. In a slimmer one, there's just a straight 5 cells. But 10 cells in here. 10 cells, 10 cells, 10 cells, 10 cells. They all have 18650 cells that are Sanyos, LGs, or Samsung. They're all great. All these battery packs have great cells. There's really no difference. So you pick up these little adapters, and this is what they look like. You know, the very top of this, you can see this is a Dewalt battery. This is a Makita. Top of this is a Ryobi. This one's a Makita as well. The bottoms on these are a little different. I had to actually write on there what was what. This one fits Porter cable. So Porter cable fits in here, and then it adapts to there. Makita goes in this one, so Makita slides in there, and it changes it to that, and on and on. Yep, Dewalt. This one actually fits Dewalt or Milwaukee, so you could run this Ryobi off of Dewalt or Milwaukee. Another good benefit of most of these, not all of them, some of them didn't have them, this one didn't have them, but most of the other ones actually had it. There's actually a USB plug on a lot of them. So you can also, and I've done this as well, you can also take this is Dewalt, plug my USB, and now I have a portable tablet, phone charger, going camping, something else. Just in the car, you know, your phone's dead, you're going on a long trip or something, you want to keep the kids entertained. You know how much battery power is packed into one of these. You can charge a tablet almost endlessly. You can charge a phone probably 20 times off of just one of these. You know, you don't have to take a big one. You could take a small one if you wanted to. Hey, where's that? There you go. But that's it. Let's show you how much space they take up comparatively. Let's take this Dewalt, put the Dewalt battery in there. See if we can line it up at the bottom of the table. You can see right there. And we'll take the Dewalt out, and we'll take the Dewalt adapter with a Makita, and we'll slide that in, and it adds roughly, we're looking at about 1 inch on this one. Some of them are only about 3/4, some about 1 1/4 inches, somewhere in there. Does it feel bulky? No. You don't even notice it. I don't notice any difference at all. That little bit of extra, the little bit of extra length on there. Doing the battery. So generally, you know, I just leave this with the tool. If I didn't ever have any batteries, everything seems to function just fine. I tried to see if there was any shorts by shaking it. Nothing. Didn't see any difference in them at all. There isn't. One thing you won't find is you won't find an adapter for everything though. Like if you had Ryobi tools, I could not find an adapter from Ryobi to something else. And probably the main reason is just because of this length of this stuff, the little nub on Ryobi. So you would have to have something way longer. But I did find out, I was playing around and I thought, hey, wait a minute. Could I, because I could not find an adapter from Porter cable to Dewalt. Even though they're the same dang company, you know, the Porter cable is just their step down. They do not have, I could not find an adapter anywhere between them. But there is an adapter from Dewalt to Makita, which is this. And just for fun, from Makita to Porter cable or Black & Decker, they fit in the same thing, right? Oh, nope, that's another Dewalt. So I could run, actually I could run the Dewalt back off of it. Oops, I didn't snap that all the way in. I could run the Dewalt. See, the Dewalt still runs off it, but let's see which one's which. Got them all mixed up now. Right here. So many of them. So, there we go. In this scenario, this is a little bulky, adding, you know, 2 inches to my overall width. That's a little bulky versus this, but it's no more bulky than, you know, those the 60 amp pack or the 60 volt packs, or Milwaukee has those humongous bricks they call batteries that are like 5 of these stacked together that people are running on a little teeny drill. It's really no bit different than that, I guess, if you had to. But it opens up the world if you want to try out a new tool. I picked up this Dewalt for super cheap, and then I ended up finding batteries afterwards. But I bought it bare tool, and I did run it just off my Makita batteries for quite a while, and no issues whatsoever. No, I thought maybe you'd feel a difference in torque or something with actual Dewalt. Nope, nothing at all. You feel zero difference whatsoever. Where do you get them? How much are they? I paid between $12 and about $18 for these. I think I have 6 or 7 that I've purchased now, and I thought maybe they'd be different. I bought some from Amazon, some directly from China that took 6 weeks. The one from Amazon came in a day, which was nice. That was actually one of the cheaper ones, but I thought maybe they'd be different quality, something like that. I bought, I think, 3 or 4 of the Porter cable to Makita ones, and every single one was from a different company, and every single one was identical. But they have little model numbers and stuff, so down in the video description, I'll put, you know, if you want a battery adapter from Makita to Dewalt, from Dewalt to Milwaukee, and so on. It covers virtually all brands. The brands that probably I didn't see that covered really were the Harbor Freight stuff, and something like the KOBALT, the 24-volt KOBALT from Lowe's. It didn't cover, but pretty much everything else. I'm pretty sure I saw Ridgid in there. I know I didn't really show you any Milwaukee stuff, but it does do Milwaukee. This is a 12-volt, but anything 18 to 20-volt, it does do. But now it lets you dive into other tool brands. I've been looking at, I have no 18-volt Milwaukee stuff, none. But I'm looking at the high torque Milwaukee Impact. What do I need to do? All I need to do is go buy the tool and pick up a $15 adapter, and I can run it off my Dewalt batteries, I can run it off my Makita batteries, whatever one I choose, and I never need to buy anything 18-volt Milwaukee, because I already have an amazing drill and, you know, small impact and everything else, and angle grinders that I'll never get rid of. You know, I already have stuff that I like. I don't need to swap out and throw everything away just because I want one tool. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Any questions, make sure to ask them below. Read the video description. I usually put afterthoughts, and if people put, you know, good suggestions and stuff, I put that in the video description as well. Go check me out on Instagram for awesome little tips and tricks. See you guys soon. Bye.
You got 'em?